Hello everyone. Today our group will present about explanation report video PBI 1092. I will introduce our group members. My name is Steven and Andrew. My second group member is Ifra Binwadi. Third Joshua Nangingao and the last one Layao Andrindan. Topic for this video is how to determine type of chemical processes used in manufacture. For the first part, I will present introduction to our topics. Chemical process is a significant phenomenon in the chemical industry. For example, manufacture industry, silver industry, and agricultural industry. Chemical products are made up in one or more ingredients that are created in accordance with product formula, which is known as product formulations. To determine the chemical process used in manufacture, we have three phases. The first one is chemical manufacturing. Second one is for product formulation, and the last one is transferring informations. That's all from me. I will pass the next part to my other members. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivian and Andrew. I will continue this presentation. The first phase of determining the type of chemical processes used in manufacturing is chemical manufacturing. A chemical manufacturer is a workplace where chemicals are manufactured for use or distribution and are required by law to assess the danger of chemicals that they create or distribute, as stated in Chemical Manufacturing Article 2019. During the initial step of this chemical manufacture, the science team will gather chemical information from the chemical properties module, including CASRNs, synonyms, and melting and boiling temperature. Following that, they must decide the principal industrial method of synthesis for each chemical in the use cluster, and then create a chemical manufacturing process flow diagram for the primary mode of synthesis that include primary unit operation, their interconnection, and sometimes state condition also could include a stream table. Next, they must identify any chemical intermediate, catalyst, feedstock, chemical product, or byproduct that may be released throughout the synthesis. Thank you. I will pass this presentation to the other person.
I am Iftikar. I will now present the second phase of the process, the product formulation. The phase starts with obtaining the data for the chemical product formulation of the chemical product used that is classified in the CPSA. For proprietary chemical products, only general formulations of it will be available. After that, the primary industrial method of formulation for the chemical product being used was assessed. One example of a typical manufacturing process is the mixing operations, which may or may not involve the addition of heat or pressure. Next, a process flow diagram is developed for the primary industrial method of formulation for the product. The diagram should include the unit operation, material flow, and the equipment that is used. Other than that, special reaction conditions such as the presence of heat, cooling, or catalyst should also be determined. This is used to evaluate the energy impacts of other alternatives. The final step in the product formulation phase is the identification for any chemical intermediates, catalyst, feedstock, and chemical product or byproduct involved that may be released in the production.
Next, the phase after to determine the type of chemical processes to be used is transferring information. After the right set of data is received from the module, the CTSA will then transfers information to the Energy Impacts and Resource Conservation module. What is Energy Impacts and Resource Conservation module? The Energy Impacts module and Resource Conservation are the modules that will receive the information such as energy usage, heat loss, pressure applied, material stream usage, chemical feedstocks, and catalyst use. The relative effects of upstream processes on energy and other resources consumptions are being focused on to be evaluated quantitatively. The energy impacts and resource conservation modules could also transfer information to other modules if the processes are being quantitatively evaluated. As an example, chemical byproducts released during chemical manufacturing process could be evaluated in the hazard summary models. If a CTSA quantifies the effects of processes on human health and environmental risk, then the identities of chemical intermediates, catalysts, feedstocks, and chemical products or byproducts are transferred to the chemical properties module and other modules that ultimately feed into the risk categorization. That's all from me. Thank you.